What is going on, guys? This is Xbox Architect here, and I'm coming at you with part 3 of this wooden suburban house building tutorial series. And in this video, the only thing we're going to be doing is building out the roof and just completing this basic shell of a building before we go ahead and start doing all the interior elements and obviously later on all the exterior elements. So just follow along with me, and I hope you like it. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do here, we're going to go ahead and grab oak planks. And we're going to come above this bedroom and the dining room, this little part that juts out of the house right here. And we're going to create a peak before we start putting in the actual roof material. So what we're going to want to do is right on this corner with the chiseled quartz blocks, you're just going to place right like that and fill it in the center. And you do want this to be inset 1 from the edge because we will go ahead and add a decorative element right above where the spruce logs are. So once you have this first row down, just indent 1 and then indent another and do the same thing until you have something like that. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to come over here above the entryway, and we're just going to go ahead and delete all of these spruce logs that we previously placed, and we're going to continue up with the spruce planks. Next thing, you're going to place 4 spruce planks right in the center just like that, and then another 2 right on top, and you want those top 2 to be centered with the window and the doorway. Then we'll come along back here. This is the space right over the master bedroom, and obviously there's going to be an enclosed balcony. We're actually going to be continuing the roof all the way out, so it's covered. So what we're going to want to do is take these spruce planks, and we're just going to place 1 right there, right at the edge of the spruce plank wall. And we're going to continue these all the way over, right to the edge of this beam that sticks all the way out right there. And we're just going to continue doing this pyramid thing. So just indent 1 and keep going up. And you should have something right like that. And the top of the peak should be at the center of this 3x3 window right there. Alright, so now what we're going to start doing is placing the actual finalized roofing material. And we're going to start off by doing this with nether brick stairs. And what you're going to want to look for is this top row of spruce logs that we placed on the first floor. And we're just going to place nether brick stairs all the way around the perimeter of the house, except for where the balcony is, and we're going to stop at the chimney. Make sure that you still come around the front part right here, and then when you get to the entryway, just stop and move over here to where this office/sitting room is going to be, and take your nether brick stairs and just come all the way across. So you should be left with a 3x6 opening, and I'll show you what to do with that just a second. Once you finish that, just come ahead and keep going around. And all you're going to do is just stop when you meet up with the chimney right there. Now this open space that we have, all we're going to do is we're going to take chiseled quartz block and we're going to fill it in. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to fill in the rest of the roof over this covered porch and over this office/sitting room. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab your nether brick stairs, and we're just going to create another layer right here. And you're going to bring it around, And again, we're going to go ahead and meet back up with the chimney. Once you get all that filled in, you're going to come one more layer up and one more layer in. And again, take your nether brick stairs and meet up at this corner. And then turn it sideways just like that. And now, instead of doing another layer of stairs, we're going to take nether brick slabs, and we're just going to come all the way across just to close it off. And that way you're going to leave a little bit of space underneath these windows. It's just going to look a little bit cleaner. Alright, now let's take a look at the roof over the garage and over this little mudroom area in back. Basically, the only thing that we're going to do is the same thing that we just did over the porch. We're just going to create another layer of stairs and just come all the way around until we meet back up with the wall of the house. Now we'll just create another layer, bring it one up and one in, and just continue going all the way around right like this. And the same concept is going to apply all the way up, so what you're going to want to do is just continue going one in and one up right until you're very level with where these spruce logs are. And at that point we'll meet back up and I'll give you a couple more instructions. Now once you get to this top row right here, just turn one sideways and then continue on like that. Because if you just place one forward like this, you're not going to have that indent going up. So just make sure you're facing this direction when you place that last block right there. And make sure you do the same thing right on the front, just turn inward, and then you're going to have that continual slope. Okay, so now that we have the roof over the porch finished and the roof over the garage and mudroom finished, what we're going to do is we're going to start just laying out the entire second level now. And basically what you're going to want to do is just start lining these pyramids that we made with the nether brick stairs, just like this. And when you have only one block on top in the center, go ahead and place a nether brick slab. Just go ahead and do the same thing over here on the other side, and then move on over the entryway. This one has 2 blocks, so you can just go ahead and keep placing the stairs all the way up. And then we'll do the same thing over here above the balcony. And again, this one's going to have 1 in the center, so just put a slab. Next thing we're going to do is we're just going to come over this bedroom, and we're just going to bring this all the way out so that it's even with the front of the house. So just put 1 more layer in front like this. Make sure you do the same thing with your slab. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take a nether brick block. We're just going to place one right in the corner at the same level as these spruce logs. And we're going to fill in the rest of the way up to that block with the nether brick stairs. Now, looking at this entryway right here, we're going to have a little bit of a complicated thing going on, so let's just bring this 1 block out as well. And then the next thing you're going to want to do geez, I'm so tongue-tied today, I can't speak. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to take your nether brick stairs and you're just going to go one more level down right like that so that it's at the same level as these spruce logs. And then you're going to place another one next to that, and you're just going to go around the entire perimeter until we meet back up with the other side. We're going to continue all the way around here. Make sure you place on these beams that come outward, and you want these to be even with the end of these that stick out one block from the rest of this frame. And you're going to come over here and do the same thing and just continue going all the way around the perimeter of the house. Now, when you get over the garage roof area, you want it to meet up with this top layer, and don't worry about if it overlaps with this one just a little bit, because honestly, looking at it from a distance, you're never going to notice. Alright, and we've done our first trip around, and we're basically just going to continue to do the same exact thing all the way around the house. Let's just start right here. Like I was saying before, this is going to get a little bit complicated, but essentially all you need to do is just place nether brick stairs all the way in like that, and they will meet up together just like this. And then if we come to the other side of this entryway peak, let's just start adding another layer, one block in, above the spruce logs. Now, once we get to this point right here, what we're going to want to do is just continue to place one in this direction and then turn 90 degrees, and it should connect just like this. And now we have a clear path to go around as we continue to build up these layers. So let's go ahead and do another layer up and inward. And once you get to this point, it's going to be kind of difficult for you to squeeze past the chimney. So all you need to do really is just take any block, it really doesn't matter which, and face straight down, and you can continue across just like that. And then keep bringing this layer out over the balcony so that it matches this. You don't want to go any farther. And again, if you did this correctly, you should be able to come around, keep a continual slope, and have it meet back up with the entryway just like that. Basically, the main idea of this roof is super simple. It's not very complicated. It basically builds itself and designs itself for you, so long as you go around and follow all of the baseline roof lines that you place before you start going up every single layer. But you pretty much just keep doing the same thing until everything meets back up at the very top. Now, once you get to a point where, oh my gosh, I started over here, but there's no more layers, it's super simple. All you have to do is just come over here and keep building off of the peaks. Once you get all the peaks filled up, then we can worry about placing some other things to help aid us in creating that next layer, but basically for now, until you get to that point, just keep building off of the peaks, and you should be good to go. Now, one thing I will admit with this is just the fact that the stairs can be a little bit finicky to work with. especially depending on what platform you're playing on or what version. Some of the gameplay physics can be a little bit difficult, or even, you know, if you have a controller that is not as easy to do stuff like this, that's completely understandable. But I can tell you firsthand, it completely beats actually building up layers of blocks and then placing the stairs on top of those. It just, you double the amount of time it takes, and it gets a little frustrating at first, but the more you practice it, the easier it gets. And you just kind of have to accept that you're going to fumble a couple of times here and there. Alright, so once you get to the top of this front peak, you should have one open space in between. So all you need to do is just continue that nether brick slab all the way until you hit right at the edge of that last layer you put. And at this point, like I was saying before, we're starting to run out of space to build off of the peaks. So we'll just go ahead and go from over here. And there's going to be one block of space in between here. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to treat this and the rest of this space as completely different roof lines. So at this point, let's just finish off everything above the balcony. Go ahead and place a nether brick block right in that one block of space in between. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to take a nether brick slab and we're going to fill in everything so that it's even out to here. Now we put this nether brick block right here, but all we're going to do is we're just going to take another slab and place it right on top so that this is even with this portion of the stairs. And then we can go ahead and take another nether brick block and let's just continue building up. And now each time you need to make a new layer, just go ahead and place another brick block in the corner and just start placing your stairs right on top of that. Now, you might run into the same issue that I'm having right here. I'm not entirely sure why these stairs aren't cooperating with me. But let's try and get these to work. We want that to be like that. We want that to be like that. And this one just is not cooperating with me for some reason. It should be even, but in all reality, nobody's gonna notice it from a difference, so... Sorry, not a distant... Oh my gosh, I literally cannot speak. Guys, I am having the most insane brain fade right now. It is just not even funny. Now, once you're left with this one block wide path all the way across, let's just take our stairs and cap this right here. And then all we need to do is just take that slab and fill in that open space. And obviously, if you look over here, I don't know why the stairs weren't cooperating with me. And then if they don't for you, again, it's really not the worst thing in the world. You're never going to notice it from a distance, but, you know, just don't get too frustrated if it doesn't go your way. It really does not matter that much. Okay, so now that we've finished the main portion of the roof for both the first floor and the second floor, the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to create some decorative truss-like elements, and we're going to do that with dark oak planks and dark oak stairs. So let's come over here, right above this bedroom and the dining room, and right in the center, you're just going to start placing dark oak planks all the way up until it touches that nether brick slab. Next thing you're going to do, you're going to take dark oak stairs and you're going to place them upside down in either direction, right like that. And then you're going to come above that and you're going to place one right side up, just like that. And we're going to continue doing this until we meet back up with the roof. And that should be all you need right there in the front, but let's just go ahead and come around to the back. And we're gonna do the same thing right here over this balcony, except you're not gonna be placing against a wall. You're gonna be building up kinda in the middle of space. So what you're gonna wanna do is just find that center point, which in my case is here. And obviously if you've been building along with me, it should be in the same spot. You're just going to want that right underneath the center of this roof line. And we're going to bring up these dark oak planks all the way up. They should be indented one from where the roof is right now. And we're going to do the same thing with the stairs. We're going to place them upside down in either direction. And then place right side up on top of that. And then just continue doing that until you've hit the roof line, just like we did in the front. Alright, so now at this point what we can do is we can start finalizing all the roof parts. All these peaks right here, they're obviously not finished. What we're going to do is we're going to take our nether brick stairs, and in the same orientation that we have this beam and this truss rod decoration, what we're going to do is just place the nether brick stairs upside down just like this. We're going to skip this spot obviously because there's another block sitting right here, but we're going to continue doing the same thing until we meet this center post, and then just come down the other side. Again, you can leave this one blank and just fill them in like that. Now what we can do is just fill in all the rest of these with the upside down nether brick stairs and bring it out so that it's even with the rest of the roof line. Now you're going to be left with this little gap up here, and what you're going to do is take a nether brick block and just place it right in the center just like that. And there's one final step that we're going to take in terms of the roof for this balcony. What you're going to want is chiseled quartz block and smooth quartz stairs. You're going to take your chiseled quartz block and right in this center line right here, just bring those chiseled quartz blocks all the way back. It should be even with the center post of the truss. And then you're going to take your smooth quartz stairs and you're going to place those upside down underneath all the rest of the roof material. Now, eventually we are going to go ahead and add lights on the chiseled quartz block, but we're not going to worry about it right now. We're actually going to do that with the exterior steps later on. But let's just go ahead and come back out to the front, and let's go to that peak that's over the bedroom and the dining room, and we're going to do basically exactly the same thing minus the 2 quartz steps. So you're going to take your nether brick stairs and you're going to place upside down, leave this blank right here, and then place another one right like that. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then we're just going to go ahead and bring this out one block further from the edge of the house, just like this. Do the same thing with your slab. And at this point, what we can do is just go ahead and place the nether brick stairs upside down underneath all the blocks that you just placed, except for the one in the center. And the one in the center right here, you're just going to take a nether brick block and place it right there. And that'll complete your decorative peak right here, but obviously we still have to do this one over the entryway. Now we already brought this out one further than the wall, and that's what it should be. So very simple. All you got to do is just fill in on the bottom with the upside down nether brick stairs. And this block that we placed in the corner, go ahead and leave it just like that. Now there is going to be one tiny little final step here, but it's not going to be anything super crazy. All you're going to want to do is take spruce logs, just like we have all the way around the house, as you can see here on the floors and the corners, same material. And we're just going to place one facing out like this at either corner at the top of both of these garage doors. So go ahead and do the same thing right there. And this, later on when we do the exterior step, we'll be able to put lights underneath these, but it just adds a nice little decorative element, especially since we have the crossways logs going in between underneath the upwards facing logs. It's just kind of one of those little nuances that I notice, and maybe a lot of other people really just don't care, but I think, you know, it looks kind of neat with the textures differentiated like that. Alright, so now we have our roof in place for the first floor and the second floor. We have our roof over the balcony, we have our decorative peaks, we have our ceiling underneath the roof and the balcony, we have our logs jutting out from the side of the garage, and that is going to wrap up part 3 of this build tutorial series. So if you're still here at this point in the video or in the series, I really hope that you're enjoying this build. And if you are, please go ahead and hit that like button, and obviously hit that subscribe button too, because I am going to have a lot more content coming at you, both for this particular build series and other build series in the future, as well as tours and other small clips from various different Minecraft related things. So with that being said, stay tuned for part 4, which is where we're going to start working on the interior of the house, and I'll see you then.